three steps um, involving in power amplification purpose. Clear? Viman,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
what is the efficiency of class A power amplifier? Shiroshi, efficiency of class A power amplifier? No, I am not telling that transformer coupled. I am say that efficiency of class A power amplifier. Yes. Subham Roy, this is correct. That is a 25%. And in case of transformer coupled power class A power amplifier, efficiency is 50%. Okay. So today I am discussing about the class B power amplifier and class C. So active region during the class A power amplifier is how much? T take active region 3 of class A power amplifier in both the cases same. How much? Aritrika, how we classify the yes, so see how active region or the conduction region of class A power amplifier. How you classify the class A, class B, class C power amplifier? Why the efficiency of class A, class B, class C power amplifier are different? Both the answer are same. Any idea? How you classify the class A, class B, and classic power amplifier? This power amplifier is the class A, this power amplifier is the class B, and this power amplifier is the class C. How you classify? Any idea, Priyanshu? Priyanshu
Ma'am,
Shanal. Yes.
ma'am, it's based on the collector current that flows through the wave cycle.
Based on the
For
collector current, that is
A,
the magnitude of the collector current.
yes, ma'am, the amount of electrons flowing through the collector current for class A, like where there is active region. So for the forward bias condition, we consider like that we have studied in the transistors, similar to that.
Class A power amplifier, not the magnitude. You can vary the magnitude if you change the transistor from one type to another type, or from one same type of one transistor to the another kind another transistor. Then magnitude of the transistor collector current will be changing. If you change the VCC level, collector current will be changing. How you classify the class A, class B, and class C? If you recall that, I have already told that.
Ma'am, the Q point is half the load line.
Not only that, actually, yes, Shubham Rai, bias transformer, actually not the bias transformer, actually in case of class A amplifier, we get the output signal throughout the positive cycle and negative cycle. This is not the maximum value. Throughout the positive cycle and negative cycle, that means conduction angle is 360 degree in case of class A power amplifier. In case of class B power amplifier, we only get the collector current during the positive half of the input signal. Okay, that means conduction angle is 180 degree. In case of class C power amplifier, we get the collector current less than half cycle. That means conduction angle is less than 90 half cycle. That means less than 180 degree. Okay. In this way, we classified the class A, class B, and class C power amplifier. So today I am discussing the class B power amplifier. So I think last class I have already told that if we get the collector current throughout the cycle, that means during positive half cycle and during negative half cycle, that means losses will be increases throughout the whole cycle if current flows through a load. Losses will be increases compared to the if current flowing to the only half cycle. So class B power amplifier efficiency is higher compared to the class A power amplifier. Okay, so what is the class B power amplifier? First, class B power amplifier,
The second,
if we apply the input signal, both positive and negative half cycle, only we get the collector current during the positive half cycle. That means operating range is only one half cycle. So this is called class B power amplifier. This is called class B power amplifier. Only we get the output from the during the positive cycle of the AC input signal. During the positive half cycle of AC input signal, we get only the output or we get only the collector current. This is called class B power amplifier. Okay, using this characteristics of or using this phenomena, Akash Dosto, every day you are late. Why I don't know.
Only
Every
today
day.
I'm late.
No, every day. So this is the class B power amplifier. Okay, using these characteristics or using this phenomenon, we get the push-pull power amplifier. This is the application of class B power amplifier. Push-pull amplifier works on the principle of class B power amplifier. But class B power amplifier supplies the collector current during the positive half cycle of the input AC signal. But in case of push-pull amplifier, here we use the two transistor, therefore we get the output again full cycle. That means during positive half cycle as well as during negative half cycle. But here we use the two transistor. Actually, class this push-pull configuration use the working principle of class B power amplifier. Class B power amplifier, during the positive half cycle, we get the output. But when we connect the transistor, which are based on the working principle of class B power amplifier, we connect the two transistor. These two transistor and circuit diagrams are made in such a way that this transistor works on the principle of class B power amplifier. Then we get the output throughout the cycle. That means during positive and during negative half cycle. Okay. So you don't confuse between the class B and push-pull. Push-pull amplifier is the application of class B amplifier. Okay. Class B amplifier, we get the only positive half cycle or get the output during the positive half cycle. Here in the push-pull arrangement, in this push-pull arrangement, here you see input signal is fed with the help of transformer TR1. We get the output signal from the another with the help of another transformer TR2. Okay. Here you see both the transformer are center tapped. And at the same time, you should note the circuit diagram. This is the emitter. This terminal is the emitter of transistor 1 and this terminal is the emitter of transistor 2. They are connected. Okay. And the input transformer or TR1 transformer secondary is center tapped. So during the positive half cycle of input AC signal, this is the input AC signal, during this positive half, current is flowing through this transformer. through this transistor. This is the forward bias condition, base emitter configuration. Input current is flowing through the base emitter circuit. So what is the voltage if the secondary voltage of this transformer is V2? Secondary voltage of this transformer is V2. What is the voltage across this terminal? That means base emitter terminal of transistor T1. Can anyone tell me? What is the voltage across base emitter terminal of transistor T1 if the secondary voltage of transformer TR1 is equal to V2? Akash Datto? Akash Datto, are you present? Akash Datto, please respond. I think he is not present. Join the class and then leave the class. Okay, no problem. Pritam Shi, what is the voltage across base emitter terminal of transistor T1? Please share your idea. No. This is the barrier potential, 0.7 volt. In this configuration, what is the input voltage? Why you tell me that this is the VB is equal to 0.7? I think you are totally confused. Above the 0.7, then transistor can conduct. That means we make the transistor in forward bias. But during the class A, class B, class C, different biasing, I think all of you studied in the first year that transistor configuration, what is the transistor biasing, how we make the biasing condition. So above the biasing, that is the when the applied voltage crosses the biasing potential or barrier potential, then transistor start conducting. But what is the voltage applied in this configuration? What is the voltage applied across the base emitter junction? Induced current. Simple. If you here you see that if the transformer secondary voltage is V2 and transformer is center tap, so half of the V2 is applied across this configuration. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here center tap transformer, so half of the voltage is applied. Yes. So during the positive half cycle of the input voltage, this transistor is forward bias condition and this transistor is negative bias condition. You see that during the positive half cycle, this is not forward bias condition according to the configuration. This is the emitter, this is the base. So this should be in negative bias condition. So negative bias condition means if input circuit is negative bias condition, that means this is cut-off region. Okay. So this circuit is active region or this transistor is in active region during this condition. So transistor T1 start conducting. So during the positive half cycle, transistor T1 conducting and the current, this is the emitter based current is flowing in this way and this is the collector, the current is flowing in this circuit. Okay. So again you see that this transformer, primary winding, this transformer is again center tap. So this the half voltage VCC is the half applied to the transformer, this transformer primary winding. that is the output transformer primary winding, because this is center tap and current is flowing through this winding. So during the positive half cycle of the input voltage, this transistor is active region, this transistor is reverse bias, so cut-off region. Therefore, collector current is flowing. This is the emitter, current flowing in this direction. So collector current is flowing, and here VCC is connected. VCC maintain the reverse bias condition of the collector emitter junction, and this voltage again applied to the center tap primary winding of the output transformer. This transformer secondary winding is not center tap, directly connected to the load, that is the loudspeaker. So here input voltage is center tap, but transformer secondary is not center tap, we get the output voltage, okay, during the positive half cycle. So during the positive half cycle of the input voltage, we get this signal. If we draw the voltage, therefore this should be in same phase. If we draw the current, the output should be out of phase with respect to the input voltage. Okay. Next, during the negative half cycle of the input voltage. During the negative half cycle, this is reverse bias and this is forward biased. Okay. Current is flowing. This is the emitter current. So collector current is flowing in this direction. Again, you see that during the negative half cycle also, lower half of the primary winding of output transformer is apply the voltage is VCC by 2, because this is center tap. So during the positive half cycle, during the negative half cycle of AC input signal, output transformer primary winding voltage is VCC by 2. Any query, any doubt, any question? Because primary winding of output transformer is center tap. So applied voltage to the primary winding of output transformer is VCC by 2. Clear? Yes or no? Clear? Stevshi? Clear? Please respond. Aristrika, clear? Yes. Okay. So this is the output voltage, that this is the input voltage to the output transformer, primary winding of the output transformer. So when we find the value of the collector current, I think all of you know what is the value of the collector current? IC. How we find out the value? IC is equal to this voltage divided by load resistance or collector resistance, that means the RC. So VCC by RC is equal to IC. Okay. But here, what is the VCC? Actual VCC is VCC by 2. So when we find out the collector current IC1 or IC2, that means IC1 or IC2 is equal to VCC by 2 divided by RC. Okay? Because the primary winding of the output transformer is center tap. I think it is clear for everyone. Okay, Roman Madhuri, Atanu Shana, clear? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, the circuit arrangement of class B push. This is the class B amplifier, but this is push-pull arrangement. Here you see, according to the class B amplifier, only the positive half cycle of the input AC signal we will get the collector current. Okay. Here you see, during the positive half cycle, we get the collector current from this transistor. During the negative half cycle, and this transistor is just connected in opposite fashion. So during the negative half cycle of the input AC signal, that means this is appears as a positive half cycle of this configuration. So During the negative half cycle of AC input signal, this transistor conduct and we get the another half of the output signal. So using these two transistors, we get the output in complete one cycle. But at a time, only one transistor in conducting mode. Due to this reason, this is called class B a power amplifier. And both the transistors are present, so this is push-pull power amplifier. Okay. The circuit arrangement of class B push-pull amplifier is same as that of class A push-pull amplifier, but class A push-pull amplifier is not in your syllabus. If you interested, then you can go through the book and you can study it from it, but in your syllabus, class A push-pull amplifier is not present. Except that the transistor biased at cutoff instead of using the biasing resistance. Actually, in class A, we use the biasing resistance. That means, I think you don't know that biasing. In case of transistor biasings are made by two ways. One is the beta biasing, another one is the voltage divider biasing. In class A amplification, power amplifier, we use the voltage divider arrangement. Here R1, R2 and RE. R1, R2 makes the voltage divider arrangement. So this voltage across this resistance maintain the or providing the biasing voltage of this transistor. So here biasing the class A power amplifier, biasing is done with the help of voltage divider arrangement. In this case, biasing resistance is not present. With the help of cell biasing or beta biasing is used. Beta means, I think all of you know that is the collect I IC is equal to beta into IE. So this is a formula. So beta biasing is used. Okay, using the biasing resistor. The figure below gives the detail of the construction of push-pull class B power amplifier. Operation. The circuit of class B push-pull amplifier shown in the above figure clears that both the transformer are center tap. That means these two transformer are center taps. This secondary winding of this transformer and primary winding of this transformer are center tap. When no signal, that is a zero signal condition, no signal is applied at the input, the transistor T1 and T2 are in cut-off condition. That means I have already told that this is the beta biasing condition. So if there is no input signal, T1 and T2 are cut off condition and hence no collector current flows. As no current is drawn from BCC, no power is wasted. Okay. When input signal is given, it is applied to the input transformer TR1. Input signal is given to the input transformer TR1, which split the signal into two signals that are 180 degree out of phase with each other. Here, the signal, that means the current, is divided into two parts. One part is flowing in this direction, another part is flowing in this direction. So, if one signal is similar to the parallel circuit, but in case of parallel circuit, the direction of the flow is same, but here you see one part is flowing upward direction, one part is flowing downward direction. Okay. So, this is out of phase by 180 degree. Out of phase with each other. These two signals are given to the two identical transistors T1 and T2. For the positive half cycle, the base of the transistor T1 gives positive and collector current flows. I have already told that during the positive half cycle of input signal, this voltage is the forward, but this transistor is forward bias, so we get the collector current. And during the negative half cycle, this transistor is forward bias. That means this emitter base voltage of the emitter base circuit, that is the input circuit, is forward bias during the negative half cycle of input AC signal. So this transistor is forward bias condition during the negative half cycle of AC input signal. These two signals are given to the two identical transistor T1 and T2. For the positive half cycle, the base of the transistor T1 becomes positive and collector current flows. At the same time, the transistor T2 has negative half cycle, which throws the transistor T2 into cutoff condition. That means during the positive half cycle, transistor T2, the input circuit, that is the base emitter circuit of transistor T2, is reverse bias. So it is in cutoff region. Okay, hence we can't get any collector current during the negative half cycle, during the positive half cycle of AC input voltage from the transistor T2. Okay, the waveform is produced as shown in the following figure. This is the output waveform. When we apply the positive half cycle, we get the output signal. When we apply negative half cycle, due to the presence of second transistor, that is the T2, we get the this. Okay. For the next half cycle, the transistor T1s get cutoff region, similar thing. And the transistor T2 gets into conduction to contribute the output current. Hence, for both the cycles, each transistor conducts alternately. They are not conduct simultaneously, they conduct alternately. The output transformer TR3, not output transformer, this is the TR2, this is not the TR3. TR2 serves to join the two currents, producing an almost undistorted output waveform. That means during the positive half cycle of input AC signal, this transistor is conducting, so current flowing through the upper half of the primary winding of this transformer. But according to the transformer operation, we get the full output voltage depends on the number of turns in the secondary winding of this transformer. Similarly, during the negative half cycle of input AC voltage or input AC signal, this transistor on conduction mode, so current is flowing. That means current is flowing through the lower half of the primary winding of this transformer. At that time, upper half there is no current, only the lower half current is flowing, and due to the transformer action, depends on the number of turns in the secondary winding, we get the voltage. So during the positive half cycle, the voltage across the secondary winding of this transformer. During the negative half cycle of the input signal, voltage in the across the secondary side of this transformer is same, because number of turns of the secondary winding in both the cases of this transformer are same. That means this transformer join the two output signal of the two transistor. Okay, any confusion? Any question? This is the working principle of class B push-pull power amplifier. Then I will discuss the efficiency of push-pull amplifier or class B power amplifier. Any question? Man Bharma?
No, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. So this is the operation. Then efficiency. Efficiency means output by input. So here we find out the output power, then we find out the input power. If we find out the output power and input power, then we can easily find out the efficiency. What is the power? Power is voltage into current. So input is DC, output is AC in case of amplifier. So when we find out the AC, that means we find out the value of RMS value of the AC quantities, that is voltage and current. First we find out the DC. Okay, that is the input power. Input power, first we find out the VDC and IDC. So input power means VDC means VCC.
GT Master Edition.
Okay.
With sheer speed and
VCC
master
into IC. What is the IC? Here you see
Oh, look at this. This is a good one.
only one half of the current is voltage is applied. So instead of using the full cycle, we only consider only one half, either positive, either negative. Depends on the transistor. So what is the average value? Average value of IDC is equal to, because IC is the AC quantity,
Does any part of the
VCC is the
human
DC
being
voltage source. So VDC, when we find out the power, that is the PDC is equal to VDC into IDC. IDC means average value. So this is the average value. When we find out the collector average value of the collector current, that means we consider, in this case we consider the half cycle, because only the one half of the cycle is applied across each across the
Please
transistor.
save to have the universe together. I think
Okay.
we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
So
That's
here
weird, but I'll allow it.
IDC is equal to IC max by
When Mysterio
pi.
revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up.
When I am
Wondering if
discussing
maybe you
in
could make it so
the
that he never did.
average value, that is the efficiency.
Don't
I am
pass that
discussing this
spell.
formula, average value, and in some PN junction diode, sorry, in half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier, I have already derived this equation, how we get the IC, that is the maximum value by pi. IDC, what is the IDC during the half wave circuit, and during full wave circuit, what is the value? Okay, so IDC is equal to, if you forgotten, then you can go to the go through this lecture, then you can see that derivation of this. So IDC is equal to IC max divided by pi, and VC already the DC voltage source. So input DC power is equal to IC max by pi, that is IDC into VCC. Okay. This is the push-pull power efficiency of class B push-pull amplifier. In push-pull amplifier configuration, we use two transistor. So input power of only one transistor is VCC into IC max by pi. For two transistor, multiplied by 2. Up to this, any confusion? Up to this, any confusion why we multiplied with the 2? Due to the presence of two transistors. Input power of only one transistor is IDC into VDC. Here VDC is equal to VCC and IDC is equal to IC max by pi. Because when we find out the DC quantity, then we consider the average value. Here we consider the pi, because here we consider half cycle, because only one because the transistors working only the one half cycle, not the full cycle. So we get the average value is IC max by pi. Clear for everyone? Devabroto Shil? Okay. So next, we find out the output value or output power. Output power is the AC quantity. So we represent the current and voltage in terms of RMS value. DC quantity means average value, AC quantity means RMS value. So what is the RMS value of the collector current? RMS value of the collector current means any AC quantity, that is the maximum value by root 2. In case of current, that is the IC max by root 2. Why we consider the IC max instead of considering the peak to peak value? In the class A amplifier, we consider the peak to peak value, but here we consider the IC max value, because during the positive half cycle of input signal, we get this value, this much value, not whole this. If we get whole this, then we consider peak to peak value, but we get this value. So this is the maximum value. Instead of using peak to peak value, here we consider the maximum value. That is the value from the 0 point or data maxis. Clear? So IC max by root 2. Similar, RMS value of the output voltage VCC by root 2. So what is the output power or AC power? This quantity multiplied with this quantity, we get IC max into VCC divided by 2. This is the output power or AC power. So what is the efficiency? Output by input. Okay. So if you get, then you get that 78.5%. Efficiency of class B power amplifier is 78.5%. Okay. Clear for everyone? But when you solve the numerical problem, VCC is given, but how you find out the IC? At that time, what is the value of IC? IC is equal to VCC by RC. But here, what is the VCC? Here only one center tap transformer. Here we use the center tap transformer. So when we find out the IC, that we consider the VCC by 2 because half of the voltage is applied here in the collector emitter circuit in both the cases of the transistor. So instead of using VCC, we use VCC by 2 divided by RC. So if we draw the collector output characteristics or AC load line, here you see what is the IC. IC maximum value of IC we get when VCC is equal to 0. When VC is equal to 0, that is the VCC by twice RL, and maximum value of VC is equal to VCC by 2. Here you see this is the average value. Okay, this is the efficiency. You can use this formula or you can use this formula. Both are same thing. Okay, either use this type of derivation or you can use, here a full derivation is not given. So if you interested, then you can go through this derivation also. Okay, so next advantages. Some disadvantages also are present here. Only 2 disadvantages there. So you write down the disadvantages. Okay. You write down the advantages and disadvantages of class B power amplifier, push-pull amplifier, class B push-pull amplifier. First, you write down the heading, advantages and disadvantages of class B push-pull power amplifier. Okay. First point, the efficiency of the circuit is quite high. The efficiency of the circuit is quite high due to class B operation. Complete? Complete, Aritrika?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next point of the advantage, that is the a high AC output power is obtained. A high AC output power is obtained. Actually, from this slide, you see that efficiency is the 78% compared to the class A amplifier, where class A amplifier efficiency is, if you use the transformer couple, then efficiency is 50%. And in case of series paired class A power amplifier, efficiency is 25 to 30%. So class B power amplifier efficiency is quite high, that is near about 78.5%. Next, AC output power is obtained. A high AC output power is obtained. Second, disadvantages. Complete advantages of class B power amplifier.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you write the disadvantages of class B power amplifier. First point, These are the very important disadvantage and advantage of class B power amplifier. Okay.
Ma'am, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First point, two transistors have to be used. When the number of element used in the circuit is increasing, then cost of the circuit will be. When we design a circuit or when we design anything, our main consideration should be the costing, efficiency. If we design a high cost circuit, then you can't sell it. So first point, always you keep in your mind that costing is the main consideration. At the same time, heat increasing because temperature maintain with the level. In case of electronics devices, electrical devices, they are large in size, different cooling arrangement is there, so there is no problem. But in case of electronic devices, um, I think all of you know that when the current flows through any element, some losses occurs. Losses occurs means they appears in heat. So a proper heating arrangement or temperature compensation, either using heat sink. Actually in electronic circuits we use the heat sink. Such small aluminum sheets are used behind the electronics elements. They act as a heat sink. That means all of you know that aluminums are good conductor of heat. That means they can easily release the heat. So if we use the aluminum sheet just behind the electronic elements, they just collect the heat from the elements and they release the heat to the environment. In this way they maintain the temperature within the limit, otherwise circuit will be burned out. So first point is the two transistors have to be used for push-pull arrangement. Next point, can I go to the next point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It requires two equal and opposite voltages at the input. It requires two equal and opposite voltages at the input. Because input transformer secondary is center tap. So equal voltage but opposite at the input.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes, Kritika.
ma'am, can you please repeat the last point?
Yes, this is not the last point. This is the second point. It requires two equal and opposite voltages at the input. It requires two equal and opposite voltages at the input. Full stop. Therefore, push-pull circuit requires the use of driver stage to furnish this signal. Therefore, push-pull circuit requires the use of driver stage to furnish these signals. Okay. Complete. Second point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next third point. If the parameters of the two transistors, if the parameter of the two transistors are not the same, there will be unequal amplification. There will be unequal amplification of the two halves of the signal. Of the two halves of the signal. Complete? Complete. Please increase your speed, writing speed.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. Here you see that last class I have told that same parameter, same range rating transistor, if we replaced by another transistor of same rating, same thing, but their output response will vary. Okay, so in this case here two transistor we use. So if we use the same rating, same configuration, everything is same, but there is some little bit difference between their characteristics. It happens in the transistor, so their amplification level also changes. Okay, these are the main disadvantage of push-pull arrangement. Next point, the circuit gives more distortion. Why? Because only one transistor use only one half of the input signal. So distortion is maximum. When we use the both two transistor, then we get the output signal full wave. That is we get full cycle output signal. But one transistor use only the one half of the input signal, so distortion is high. So you write fourth point, the circuit gives more distortion. Okay, last point. That is the fifth point. Here you see transformer are used and two transformer are used. Size of the transformer, I think all of you know the size of the transformer is large compared to the resistance, transistors, capacitors, etc. So transformers used are bulky and expensive. Cost of the transformer is quite high compared to the others element. So transformer used are bulky and expensive. Complete. Kritika, complete?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. So here you see the power dissipated by transistor. So I think all of you know that if the current is flowing, some losses will be occur. So if we apply the input power, we get some output power. At the same time, some losses occur. So what is the relation between input power, output power, and the losses? Here, losses are represented in terms of power dissipation. Okay, these terms are used. That is the power dissipation. So this is the relation between power dissipation, input power, and output power is input power is equal to output power plus power dissipated. Okay, here in this equation, this is written that the power dissipated as heat by the transistor in class B amplifier is the difference between the input power delivered by VCC and the output power delivered. That means input power minus output power is equal to power dissipated. So P twice the P22 actually two represent the two transistor. So P2T is equal to PDC. DC is the input power, or PAC, that is the output power. PDC minus PAC. So power dissipated by each transistor is equal to PT is equal to P2T by 2. Okay, I think it is clear for everyone. If there is no critical thing is not involved in this case. So power dissipation by transistor, first we find out the total power dissipation, then we here 2 transistor is used, so divided by 2 we get the power dissipation by single transistor. So before I going to the numerical problem, first you know the what is class C power amplifier. So what is the class C power amplifier? Class C power amplifier, here we apply the input signal, we get the output signal less than 1/2 of the input signal, positive half of the input signal. So this is the input signal. During the positive half, we get the output signal, but we get the output signal less than 1/2. So in this way, we just classify the class A, class B, class C power amplifier. So here you see, if the current flowing through the output circuit is less compared to the class B and class C amplifier, so losses are less. Therefore, efficiency will be increasing. If losses less, then efficiency will be increasing. But at the same time, here you see, we get the output less than 1/2 of the input signal. So output signal is distorted. If we decrease the output signal angle, that is the conduction angle of the transistor, then we get the distorted signal. So here, this is the distorted. Actually, class C amplifier are used in radio frequency cases, radio frequency signal cases. This is the working principle of class C amplifier. This is the transistor, and transistor biasing is made by RB resistance. This is also resistance biasing, and this is the input signal. Here we collect the output signal, and here this is the tuned circuit. L and C makes the tuned circuit. With the help of this tuned circuit, we can actually class C amplifier are used in radio frequency signals. So with the help of this tuned circuit, we can select or we can manage the a particular frequency of signals flowing to the output circuit. Okay, by adjusting the value of the inductance and capacitance. I think in first semester or first year, resonant is not completed. If you have a time, you can go through the resonant part of the AC circuit. Then you can understand what is the resonant frequency and how resonant condition is. We can achieve the resonant condition. Then you can get the little bit idea regarding the tuned circuit. With the help of adjusting the value of inductance and capacitance, we assign the particular frequency level, and these frequency signals will passes through the output circuit. Okay, this is the circuit diagram. As shown in the above circuit diagram, resistor RB, this resistor connects to the transistor base. Here you see the conductor, these resistors are connected to the base of the transistor. A biasing resistor which connects to the base of transistor try to pulls base of the transistor further downwards. That means what is the function of using this transistor? It prevents the transistor input circuit in the forward bias condition. If the transistor is in forward bias condition, that means the transistor will start conducting. That means it will be in the conducting or active region. So biasing resistors makes the circuit input circuit in the reverse bias condition. That means pull the circuit in downward side. So makes the circuit in reverse bias condition and prevents the transistor to conduct to attain the conducting state. Okay, so in this way we by selecting the value of the resistance, we make the conduction angle, or we adjust the, or we control the conduction angle, how much duration we get the output signal, or we get the collector current during the positive half of the input signal. Okay, so biasing resistor which connect to the base to pulls the base of the transistor further downwards and set the operating point DC bias point below the cutoff point. Okay, the DC load line is the locus of IC and VC at which BJT remains in active region. I have already discussed in the transistor section that how we find out the DC load line. The reason for the major portion of the input signal is absent in the output signal is that the transistor will start conducting only after the input signal amplitude has risen above the base emitter voltage, that is the 0.7 volt. And according to the result, the downward bias voltage caused by RB. That means in this condition, in particular class C amplifier, the transistor can reach the conducting state or active region depends on this voltage as well as the voltage across the biasing resistance or RB. Okay. So as shown in figure 4, the inductor L1 and C1 forms a tuned circuit, which is also called a tank circuit. LC circuit are used either for generating signals at a particular frequency or picking out a signal at a particular frequency from a more complex signal. That means if the input signals have different frequencies of signal, with the help of LC circuit or this circuit, we choose the particular level of frequency. I have discussed that in the input signal, actually for our fundamental frequency is 50 Hertz. I think all of you know that fundamental frequency is 50 Hertz, but actually when we use the different electronics elements in the circuit, some harmonics will produce. Harmonics means the frequency produced that are multiple of fundamental frequency. If the multiplication factor is the even number, then that frequencies are known as even harmonics. If the multiple numbers are odd number, then that harmonics are known as odd harmonics. Even numbers have no problem and they are not created a problem in the circuit, but odd harmonics, basically third harmonics, fifth harmonics create a problem in the circuit. When you go to the higher semester, then you can study how they react and how they create problem in the circuit. Okay, so here with the help of this circuit, here the input signal has a different kinds of frequencies are present. So with the help of this circuit, we can select a particular frequency. That means either 10 kilohertz frequency. If you want only the 10 kilohertz frequency signals, then by adjusting the value of L and C, we can pick up only the 10 kilohertz signal from the input signal. Okay, and only the 10 kilohertz signal is passing through the output circuit, but in amplified form, because this is the amplifier. Clear? Clear? Shubhradeep Hajra, Clear? Please response. Clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the function of this tank circuit or tune circuit, and this is the function of the class C power amplifier. A series of current pulses is produced by the transistor according to the input which flow through the resonant circuit. The tank circuit oscillates in the frequency of the input signal by selecting the proper value of L and C. All other frequencies are attenuated. Attenuated means they are blocked. They can't passes through the output circuit by tank circuit, and tank circuit oscillates in one frequency. The required frequency is obtained by using a suitably tuned load. The output signal noise can be eliminated by using additional filters. Okay, these are the function of AC. This is a function of class C power amplifier. Here you see this is the input signal. Output signal is less than 1/2 of the cycle. Application of class C amplifiers: radio frequency oscillators, radio frequency amplifier, FM transmitter, booster amplifiers, high frequency repeaters, tuned amplifiers. In these cases, class C amplifiers are required. Advantages of class C amplifier: the advantage of class C amplifier, higher efficiency because losses is less, because current is flowing through the output circuit less than 1/2 of the cycle. High result in RF application, best result in RF application because RC circuit, because class C amplifier has tuned circuit. Physical size is suitable for given power. Disadvantage: poor linearity because high distortion. If the full cycle is not if the transistor is not operated during the full cycle of the input AC signal, so distortion will be higher. Not suitable for audio application. Lot of noise and radio frequency interference. To obtain ideal inductors and coupling transformer, it is very difficult. Not good dynamic range. These are the class C amplifier disadvantage. Okay. Next thing, I think these points are important for you. What is the cutoff? What is saturation and what is active region of transistor? Any idea? Any idea, Kritika? What is cutoff? What is saturation and what is active region? Throughout the power amplifier, I have always using this term, that is the saturation region, that is the cutoff region, this is the active region. So you know
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is the, so you know the what is cutoff. The point here, actually here I am considering the common emitter configuration. The point where load line intersect IB is equal to 0. Curve is known as the cutoff. IB, in that case, IB, that means base current is 0. At this point, IB is equal to 0 and only small collector current exists. At cutoff, the base emitter junction no longer remains forward biased. If IB is equal to 0, that means base emitter junction is not the forward bias condition. And normal transistor action is lost. If the base emitter junction is not forward bias condition, so transistor cannot operate. So the collector emitter voltage is nearly equal to the VCC is equal, that means collector emitter voltage. When IB is equal to 0, that means this is reverse bias condition. That means this is not in conducting range. So collector current will be 0. If the collector current is 0, so voltage drop across this will be 0. If the voltage drop across this will be 0, so voltage across emitter and collector should be equals to this supply voltage. So here VCC is equal to VCE. So we get this point. For IB is equal to 0, this point. If you consider this is the IB is equal to 0, then this point. This is the output characteristics when IB is equal to 0. If we draw the IC current, actually when IB is equal to 0, in ideal condition, IC also 0, then we get the cutoff point here. But in practical condition, some leakage current is flowing in the collector emitter circuit. So IC is not 0. We get some IC value in microampere range. So this is the IC when IB is equal to 0. When IB is equal to 0, the point where VCC is equal to VCE, this point is the cutoff point. During the cutoff point or at the cutoff point, transistor is not in conducting range, conducting mode. Okay. Next, what is the saturation? The point where the load line intersects the IB is equal to IB saturated. Curve is called saturation. At this point, the base current is maximum. That means base emitter circuit is forward bias. Forward bias means this can conduct. The base current is maximum, and so it is, and so is the collector current. At saturation, collector base junction no longer remain reverse bias, and normal transistor action is lost. IC also gets saturated. When IB saturated, IC also saturated. Therefore, collector emitter junction is not in reverse bias condition. Actual condition for actual working mode or actual conduction mode of transistor is input is forward bias, output
Ma'am, your voice is cracking.
in saturation point, it is forward bias. Again, voice is cracking. Now, voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In saturation region, input circuit is forward bias, IB is saturation condition. When IB saturation condition, IC is also saturation condition. And when IC, collector current saturation condition, output circuit is not in reverse bias condition. Okay. So, IC saturation VCC by RC. So, VC is equal to VC saturation. If base current is greater than IB saturation, then collector current cannot increase because collector base junction is no longer reverse biased. This condition is called saturation condition. We get this point. IB is equal to IB saturation, VCC by RC, that is the IC current, and this is the saturation point. The line
So,
between
ma'am, here
saturation...
also it acts like a closed switch.
Yes.
So, ma'am, here also it acts like a closed switch.
Yes. Line. Actual condition, we get this point and this point, we consider the ideal transistor, but practical transistor, this point is the cutoff and this point is the saturation. And what is the active region? The region between cutoff and saturation is known as the active region. That means in between any value of base current, we get the collector current. If we change the base current in between this region, collector current is also changing. So this is the active region of the transistor. Again, I am giving some important notes regarding the biasing of transistor. You go through these two slides. I think Preeti ma'am will cover up during the BJT. I am not sure, but I think you should know what is the biasing or different types of biasing. One is the fixed bias, fixed base biasing transistor. Another one is the voltage divider process for biasing a transistor. So you solve the numerical problem. Numerical problem is very important. These slides are not clear, hazy like. First you write down the problem. Example 12.18. I'm dictating the problem, you write down your copy. Okay. Example 12.18. For a class B amplifier, supply of for a class B amplifier using a supply of VCC, using a supply VCC is equal to 12 volt and driving a load of 8 ohm determine maximum load power. Second point, DC input power. Third point, collector efficiency. Complete? So what is the VCC? VCC is equal to 12 volt and RL is equal to 8 ohm. Complete up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here you see resistance is given, voltage is given, but what is the formula of power? Voltage into current. So current is not given. So first to find out the current. How you find out the current? Here I have already told that what is the current? VCC by 2 into RL. RL is given because we use the center tap transformer in the load side. Primary winding of the transformer, second transformer, that is this transformer, is center tap. So voltage applied is divided by 2. So VCC by 2, load resistance is RL. So what is the IC? IC is equal to VCC by 2 into RL. So first to find out the IC. Complete. ভ্যালু বেরোলো?
Ma'am, your
Ma'am,
voice
it's
is
coming
cracking.
0.75 ampere.
0.75. This is the IC. Okay, but in this problem you see maximum load power. Load power means output power or input power. Load power means output power or input power. Man Bharma?
Output power, ma'am.
Output power. So output is AC. Okay, so we convert the current in RMS form. So when we convert the current in RMS, output is AC, yes. Current in RMS form, that is IC by root 2. IC is the maximum value, IC by root 2. So you find out the value of IC RMS, that is IC by root 2. You get the value of IC RMS? You get the value of IC RMS?
Yes, ma'am, 0.53.
Okay. Then you convert the VC in RMS form. So VCC is given, I think that is 12 volt. So VCC RMS is equal to VCC by root 2. 1 minute. You wait. Here in this problem, solution, you see the solution, that is the 0.25. What is, how you get this 0.25? VCC, if you convert the VCC in RMS form, wait a minute. Okay. VCC is equal to VCC RMS, that is the RMS. VCC by root 2. IC is equal to VCC by 2 into RL. IC RMS is equal to IC by root 2 is equal to VCC by 2 root 2 into RL. So what is the power? Output is the AC power. VCC by root 2. VCC by 2 root 2 RL. So root 2 into root 2, 2, and this equals into 2 means 4. 1 by 4 means 0.25. And remaining thing is same, that is the VCC square by RL. Okay, up to this it is clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here you see same thing. Directly put the value, that is the 0.25 VCC into VCC by 2 RL. Okay. So you find out the value. কত এসছে? 2.25 ওয়াট এসছে, আসেনি বোধহয়। What is the power output? This is for one transistor. So for two transistor, what is the power output? Aritrika, you got the answer? Aritrika,
No, I'm doing.
okay.
Ma'am, I am getting 2.3 watt.
2.3 watt. Okay, 2.25 and 2.3 watt almost same. For two transistor or single transistor? Kritika? Hello, Kritika. Debobroto Shil, what is your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, DC input power. What is the DC input power? DC input power means VDC, that is the VCC in DC into IC in average value. Then we get the DC value of the current. So what is the average value of IC divided by pi? So IC max of IC max, that is the VCC by twice RL. This is the IC max. IC max divided by pi. This is the IC DC. And VCC is 12 volt. Then you find out the value of the DC input power. If you know that DC input power and AC output power, then you can easily find out the collector efficiency. So then you find out the collector efficiency. Yes. I will give you all the slides regarding the power amplifier. Okay. Wait a minute. I think Aritrika. This is the whole power amplifier slides. দেখো তো কাদের পাঠালাম।
ম্যাম আমাকে
একটু আপলোড করে দিও ইয়েতে। গুগল ক্লাসরুমে আপলোড করে দিও এবং তোমাদের আনঅফিশিয়াল হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপেও আপলোড করে দিও। ঠিক আছে? কাকে কাকে পাঠিয়েছি? অতনু সানাকে পাঠিয়েছি?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম।
ঠিক আছে। আর বোধহয় কৃতিকাকেও পাঠিয়েছি, শ্রেয়সীকেও পাঠিয়েছি নাকি?
Yes, ma'am, I just received. I'm
Okay, okay.
Aritrika.
Okay. Who got this? Anyone from you uploaded this to the Google Classroom? Okay. So all of you get the efficiency?
ম্যাম আমার ডিসি ইনপুট পাওয়ার 2.9 এলো, তো কালেক্টর এফিসিয়েন্সি আমার
VC, wait,
7.9।
wait a minute. VC input power কেন চেঞ্জ করছো? ওটা তো ডিসি তেই
ম্যাম
আছে।
ভিসি না, ডিসি ম্যাম সেকেন্ড পার্টটা ডিসি ইনপুট পাওয়ার
হ্যাঁ, ডিসি ইনপুট পাওয়ার কত এসছে?
2.9।
2.9। ঠিক আছে, যা এসছে না করো না, এফিসিয়েন্সি বের করো, ইনপুট বাই আউটপুট।
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম 7.9% আসছে।
7.9% না 79%। Efficiency 78.5% actual cases. So 77
ম্যাম 79%।
ঠিক আছে। Okay. So then you go to the next problem. I think next problem is not clear. So all of you write the problem first. A class B power push-pull amplifier. A class B push-pull amplifier with transformer coupled এখানে আমার কাছে ক্লিয়ার নয়। ট্রান্সফর্মার কাপেল লেখো, তারপর আমি দেখছি কি করা যায়। A class B push-pull power amplifier with transformer coupled. তারপর কি আছে আমার কাছে ক্লিয়ার নয়। লোড ইউজ write down just the gist of the numerical problem. That is, first condition is that this is push-pull power amplifier. Next is the power distribution by each transistor is 10 watt. Power distribution by each transistor is 10 watt. What is the maximum power output? What is the maximum power output? Complete? Complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here in this problem, you see that power distribution of each transistor is 10 watt. So in push-pull configuration, 2 transistors are required. So total power distribution of push-pull power amplifier is equal to 2 into 10, that is 20 watt. You write in your copy. Complete. In this problem, another condition is there, but it is not clear that you take the maximum efficiency of this problem is the maximum efficiency of class B push-pull power amplifier. That means when you find out the maximum power output in this numerical problem, you consider the maximum efficiency is 78.5%. Okay. Maximum efficiency is 78.5. Complete up to this? Complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is the condition? That is the PAC input, sorry, PDC input is equal to power dissipation plus PAC output. PDC input is equal to power dissipation plus PAC output. Okay. Next you write efficiency is equal to output by input. That is the output power by input power. PAC output divided by PDC input. Complete? একটু স্পিড বাড়াও, তোমরা প্রচুর স্লো. Yes. Then you, in this equation, that is the efficiency is equal to, instead of writing the efficiency, you write the value, that is the 78.5 is equal to P AC output divided by PAC output plus dissipated, P dissipated. দেখো উপরেই লেখা হয়েছে যে P DC input is equal to P dissipated plus PAC output. So you just put the value of P DC input.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the formula once?
From which?
Yeah, 0.785 is equal to
What is the formula of efficiency?
output divided by input.
What is the input in this case? Output plus dissipated heat power dissipated. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you put the instead of writing the input in the denominator, you write the P output plus P dissipated, and you see that P dissipated already you find. That is the 2 into 10. That means the 20 watt. You just put the value. And here, and you see the equation, only one unknown quantity is present. So you can easily find out the unknown quantity. That is the maximum power output. You solve this and tell me the result. Any doubt? Pritam? Clear? কিছু প্রবলেম আছে বুঝতে এই কোশ্চেনে? এটা রেসপন্সই করে না কয়েকজন ছাড়া। প্রীতম সি ঘুমিয়ে গেল নাকি গো? কিছু কোয়েরি আছে কি? আমি চিৎকার করতে করতে গলা ফাটিয়ে দিই, তারপর অনেকক্ষণ পর একটা মেসেজ আসছে, ইয়েস ম্যাম, কি বলছেন ম্যাম? নো ম্যাম। ঠিক আছে, আগে অ্যান্সারটা বের করো। নেক্সট আরো প্রবলেম গুলো আছে, এগুলো সব সলভ করতে হবে। নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমি তোমাদের কিছু প্রবলেম করিয়ে তারপর নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টারটা ধরবো, নতুন চ্যাপ্টার। আরো অনেকগুলো প্রবলেম আছে। অ্যান্সার কত? অ্যান্সার এসছে 73.02 ওয়াট। পেয়েছো? It's coming, okay. So then you write another problem and solve it, do it yourself. Wait a minute. हाँ, a class B push-pull amplifier, a class B push-pull amplifier has an efficiency of 60%. Class B push-pull amplifier has an efficiency of 60%. And each transistor has dissipated power 2.5 watt. শ্রেয়সী কোথায় গেল?
ম্যাম ওর হেডেক হচ্ছে, এজন্য আর কি ক্লাস লিভ করে গেছে। ল্যাপটপের স্ক্রিনের দিকে তাকিয়েছিল তো হেডেক করছে, আমাকে বললো।
ঠিক আছে। Find the AC output power and DC input power. Find the AC output power and DC input power. আগেরটার মতোই একই। ঠিক আছে
ম্যাম,
আরেকটা প্রবলেম লেখো।
repeat the questions.
বলো। From first. A class B push-pull amplifier has an efficiency of 60% and each transistor had power dissipation of 2.5 watt. find the AC output power and DC input power. ঠিক
Each
আছে?
transistor have
Power distribution capacity, each transistor is 2.5 watt.
okay.
Next problem, a class B amplifier uses VCC is equal to 10 volt. A class B amplifier uses VCC is equal to 10 volt. And drives a load of 10 ohm. VCC 10 volt drives a load of 10 ohm. Determine the endpoint values of AC load line, that is IC saturation and VC saturation.
And determine the
End point of the AC load line. আজকে আমি একটা ফিগার দেখিয়েছি, এই ফিগারটা যদি তোমরা ভালো করে বুঝতে পারো তাহলে এটা প্রবলেমটা সলভ করতে পারবে। This figure, these are the two end point of the AC load line. So this is the one point and this is the another point. Okay? Okay. আকাশ দত্ত প্রেজেন্ট, অরিত্রিকা প্রেজেন্ট, অতনু প্রেজেন্ট, বিমায়ন প্রেজেন্ট, দেবব্রত প্রেজেন্ট, কৃতিকা, মানভার্মা, প্রীতম, প্রিয়াংশু, রোমান, শ্রেয়সী, শুভদীপ গোপ, শুভম রয়, শুভ্রদীপ হাজরা, সুমন ব্যানার্জি। সুমন ব্যানার্জি এর রেসপন্স কিন্তু পায় না। সুমন কি ব্যাপার, তোমার মাইক্রোফোন কি কাজ করছে না?
নো ম্যাম, আমি অন্যদিন রেসপন্স করি। আজকে ম্যাম আমার খুব শরীর খারাপ ম্যাম, আমি ক্লাস করতাম না, কিন্তু ম্যাম অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা কম ছিল বলে আমি ক্লাস করলাম হচ্ছে।
তোমাদের এত শরীর খারাপ কি কারণে হচ্ছে? একটু এই টাইমে সিজন চেঞ্জের টাইমে একটু সুস্থ থাকো, সামনের সপ্তাহ থেকে পরীক্ষা।
না ম্যাম, গতকাল রাত্রির থেকে ম্যাম উঠতে পারছি না ম্যাম, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা কম ছিল বলে ক্লাসটা করি।
ঠিক আছে, সে তো বুঝতে পারছি, কিন্তু শরীরটাকে না ভালো রাখলে পরীক্ষাটা